I'm gonna go ahead and just tell everybody what we're doing here. So my name is Izabela Vidovic, and this is Miraj Grbic, and we're both here to talk about The Accursed, which is our latest feature film, and it's an Almost Normal Productions film, which is why you're on the Almost Normal Productions page. So I am excited to talk to Miraj. You play Danny in the film. What can you tell me about just how did you enjoy the process? What kind of attracted you to the film? Obviously Goran Vishnic, who's a friend of yours, is also, so it's kind of felt familial.
Well, first of all, I'm a big fan of the genre. I'm a big horror fan, and I never did horror movie before. That's funny, and I love horror movies. So this was an opportunity for me to just experience it. And I love the script, and I love the crew around it. So it was very fun time for me, and just to go through the process, especially because I love horror movies that are having something supernatural that we have to fight against. So you don't know how to approach it. If you have I always felt like, if there's some guy chasing people around, I would probably take a chair and hit him with it while you're running. But when you have something supernatural, happening like here, and it's a curse and it's things like that, that's always interesting to me. So yeah, I was very, happy to join the project, and I had so much fun doing it. And I think it's that's something that we can see when we watch the movie, that we all had so much fun, because for me that's always the best recipe. Whenever you have fun doing it, audience will have it, and that's what we did, I feel.
Definitely. And I always love, because you have a very strong comedic background, and I love seeing actors who are in improv, who are in comedy, jump and do the other genre, because I feel like actors that have improv backgrounds have this freedom, and they're very uninhibited, and they are able to bring something to the drama genre that's very unique. And I find that very interesting. Does that help you when you're doing dramatic roles? Do you feel like that background has helped you?
Well, it really depends on the director, because we had very good directors here that would allow you to, offer, and then if it works, it would work. If it doesn't work, they would adjust it in order to work. So I had that freedom, and whenever you have a, I would say, smart director, it works, because actor will offer and director will offer, and we will collaborate, and things will happen. No, when you have a director that has this make two steps, look left, and say the line, then it's hard,
Yeah, definitely.
Once I won't say which project was it, but I was working on this project. So, and director was very clear about what he wants, and it didn't always, I don't want to go there, but I wasn't too happy with it always. Anyway, so I would approach with, could we do this or could we do that? And he was like, let's do it, and I would do it, and we would do rehearsal, and everybody's happy, and crew is laughing, and everything goes well, and he would be, yeah, let's shoot that, let's do that. And then we would, do the take, and he would be like, Raj, that was amazing, let's do it again, but now do it my way. And
that's so funny.
And it's like, he will never choose my pick, but he didn't want to argue. He would be like, just do it. But when you have a smart director, and when you can collaborate, it's always good. It's always good. So yeah, it helps. It helps.
No, that's such an important relationship, actor-director. I completely agree. Did you have a scene in the film that was your least favorite to do?
Not really, because you're part of the process. So no. And I remember when I was watching movie, it's so funny, because beginning, all this wedding and everything, that hit me so hard. I was like, this is so amazing. You have to stay and watch this film, But I feel part of it is also because it was, mystery to me, because I wasn't there when we shoot that, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, right. So I was really able to watch it, like anyone else in the audience would. But then when we, go through things that we did, no, I feel everything fits perfect.
Sorry, this happened with Goran too. My camera fell.
And that's that energy that we sent,
Yeah, you did it. It was all you.
But no, I think everything, was there because it's supposed to be there. And it worked for the film really well, because when you work on, one location, a lot of characters, everything is interwoven. It's kind of like, you have to be really smart. And I feel that every scene is there for a reason.
Yeah. No. I totally hear that. And I think every actor is different. I think that there are some actors that I've talked to actors who are like, I hated doing like 50% of it, but I did it. And then there are others that are like, nope, everything is just a part of the process and I enjoy all of it. And I think that's admirable if you can enjoy all of it.
Exactly.
So yeah, and it's always fun seeing the film and seeing the scenes that you weren't a part of. So it's like you said, you actually feel like a viewer.
Yes.
I always enjoy that too. And for everybody also that's just joining, Mirai and I are talking about our latest film, The Accursed. So I noticed that there was like some new people. Okay, this one's my favorite question. Well, I have like two favorite questions, but if you had to pick another character in the film, like male or female, that you could play.
It'd be yours.
Really?
Yes, I love your character. I love you because she has such a great change. I'm a big fan of the change. If there's no change in the character that I play from A to Z, I have to make a change. And I always I just don't believe that you can do anything that's supposed to be watched more than 10 seconds if there's no change. And your character has such a great change, and when we're able to go through all this different emotions, watching her happening with her, and choose to have opinion about her. So yeah, I mean, I love all the characters, don't get me wrong. I love my character especially because he's some comic relief. He's someone who's like I feel like Danny is the only guy who chooses not to follow this family tradition of feeling something sinister and understanding something sinister, and he's not stupid. He just chooses not to go with it, and he's trying so hard to have this light wedding and have fun and for everybody to feel good. And even later, when he probably knows that something really bad could happen with his brother, he still chooses to be to have hope. So he has a lot of change, which I love, and I wouldn't play anything else. But favorite, yes, yours would be the favorite character there. And
I love that.
Great job. I love it.
Thank you. I know I love your character too. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to get a better setup because this is just falling. This is the second time today.
I just leaned mine to the computer, so yeah.
I have mine. Like, it usually doesn't do this. It's like it's picking up some kind of like crazy energy today, and it's like all over the place. Okay, I think we're good. No, I was saying that I think that all of the characters, because obviously Elizabeth and Catherine, like they wrote them very vividly. So all of the characters come alive, and I think all the actors were perfectly cast, and everybody's very different. So it was a lot of fun seeing everybody portray these very vivid characters, especially because it's got this sort of like an Eastern European backdrop, and so there's a lot of culture there. And I was talking to Mayada, and her and George both sing Sevdalinke. They sing like old Bosnian songs in the film. And Mayada has Brazilian roots and George has Greek roots. And even though neither of them speak the language, like they felt kind of a familiar connection to it. And
that was really thing that I felt when I was watching like this. Like you said, it is kind of like Eastern European, or at least European like vibe. That's some energy, sinister energy, some curse, something. But still, you couldn't really place it anywhere, which is amazing. That's what I love. So then when these songs come up, it's kind of like they could be a song that is attached to any culture out there. It doesn't have to go that way. So you can choose as a viewer who they are, where they're coming from, where this curse is coming from, where all this story is coming from. And it's really up to you while you watch it to choose that, which is great. I mean, if you think about it, like, which other film would offer that, right? You always put it somewhere, but this one wasn't like, very clear about this is where they're from.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that too. It's very up in the air. It's very ambiguous, but also because I know going into the talking to the writers about the script, like they didn't want to place any specific culture on it. They used from like a blend of so many different traditions and cultures, and obviously, if you're Bosnian, if you're Croatian, if you're from that area of the world, you'll feel some similarities, but like you said, it's not quite it.
Exactly, and that uh, little thing that we did with language,
Uh-huh.
that was like very, very like nice touch. So it's like
Yes.
you can feel the melody and hear the melody, but it's not really that. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And I think that was very cool. It's like it's your own
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
It's its own world, the film. And somebody just asked the name of the film. It's The Accursed. So, which is actually available right now on VOD, iTunes, Amazon, Vudu, all the good stuff. So, if you haven't seen it, but Mira, I wanted to ask you another question, kind of like related to the film, but also, just related more to you as an artist. Did you find that you were always supported in being creative, in your creative endeavors? Like, were there any outside factors like family or friends or finance that made it difficult to pursue your
What?
dream?
Feel at the end of the day, I was supported, but
Uh-huh.
I also had to work hard for everything I have.
Sure.
So it was really like it was very balanced, if you want, because in a way, like, I didn't have parents who would say, no, you cannot be an actor. They weren't too happy with me going that way, but supportive. I remember my dad, who's very much 9 to 5 guy, and then when I went to, school, and then I started working, and he was like, always like, what kind of, I remember I was doing the sitcoms, and I had so much fun doing it, and money starts coming and things like, he's just watching me, and he's like, what kind of job is that? You go there, find someone pays you to do that. So I understand, but he supported it. But then on the other hand, like, uh, I just had to prove myself every time, and that's kind of like, and I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that
Hmm.
because it didn't come easy, but then when it comes, it's there. It's very solid, and all the confidence that you gain through that is just yours. You can stand behind it, and feel like, I know why is this happening. Comparing with
Right.
some things that could happen from nowhere, and then you have this, different problem how to keep it,
Yeah.
So yeah, I would always prefer this way, where we have to push a little bit to get there, but when you get there, you're in pretty, standing on a pretty solid ground, and you know how to do it again if needed, which is very
Yeah.
important now,
Yeah.
because
No, definitely.
yeah, because I really feel like we are having very specific profession, and I'm not sure even if I can call it profession. It's almost like a calling, like like being a priest, like
Yeah.
something that you do. But if you think about it, every other profession would have some kind of tool. Even any other form of art would have some kind of tool, brush, instruments, right? But what we do is like, our bodies, our souls, our minds, everything, you
Yes.
know.
Like you are
Uh,
your own tool.
Exactly. And then if you do that, it has to be a calling. It has to be something that you just do, and you cannot really switch it off at 5 p.m. But then if you are able to, take one step at a time, you can actually get to the place where you want and not be damaged by the
Yeah.
journey. So yeah, I would say, like, I didn't have any major obstacles that I couldn't overcome, but I had to work for everything I got. Yeah.
No, and I hear that, and like you said, it's I think that's interesting. Like it's not, it's a profession, but it's so different than like what you consider to be a job or a profession. It's like it's its own thing, and it's its own type of art form too, because it's just you. It's just
Exactly.
you that you can rely on. There's no hours. There's no set way to do it,
Yeah.
you
Not
know?
no instrument to tune. You have to.
No, there's no like, I feel like there's not really a blueprint. Like there's even with different people that I've spoken to about acting, like there's, I feel like when you learn how to play a piano, you learn how to play like I learned how to play the piano when I was really young. And as much as like of course when it comes to composing music, that's a whole different thing. But as far as learning how to just play an instrument, there's a way to do it, you
Exactly.
know? There's not really like a way to learn how to act, I feel like. There's not like
Yes.
a 1, 2, 3 and you got it.
Exactly. I feel like, you have all these skills and tools that you have to just gather together. And if you don't
Sure.
have them, it won't work. So from that point, it's like any other profession. But then how you're going to use those tools is totally up to you. And no one will use
Completely.
it the same way, which is great because we can have like, 10 actors play the same role and it's going to be a different role every time because it's only because of that thing that, I'm my own tool. So
Exactly.
it's
But that's what makes it, I think, really unique, And I think it like when you see somebody who really knows how to use their body, their own tools, it's so beautiful. Like it's such a wonderful thing to watch.
exactly, and you become aware of the things that you wouldn't pay attention to if you wouldn't be, do this in a way like, all these things like how you sit, how you breathe, how you sound, what's happening inside of you, all these things that we wouldn't really pay attention to, we have to. And then
Right.
after conscious picks it up and then you don't even think about it, but you're still running it, which is like,
Yeah.
way to live.
Hopefully it becomes natural or something. I don't know.
All
That's
of
what
this
they tell us. Yeah.
exactly.
No, for sure. That's very cool. I mean, I like to hear that there's, a general level of support because it does help. It really does help
Yeah,
to
yes,
have
definitely.
that from, the people that you love, people
Yeah,
around you.
yes.
Um,
And to know that they're like, looking forward, anything that you will bring so yeah, for some in some way it is, seeing that people, that you love, that especially parents, if they're proud of you or whatever you do, it's always,
of
it feels
course.
good.
Yeah, it feels great. It's like, love me, love what I do. You created me. No, I totally agree. And yeah, and everybody who's here, Mirai does a fabulous job of using his tools and all of that and portraying
Thank
the
you.
character of Danny in The
Yeah.
Accursed. Speaking of acting and all those beautiful things. And yeah, I thank you so much for joining me today. I mean, I love talking about The Accursed, but then also to just like a fellow artist.
Thank you, and we had so much fun doing this one, and I'm, I hope we're gonna do another soon. And
Yes.
yeah, it was really like, I'm I always feel happy when you get there on the first day of shoot and you see how excited everybody are, and then you see how hard we all push, and when you see the
Mm.
result that is in a way it is, I'm always so happy because that's why we do what we do, and yeah,
Yeah. No,
thank you.
exactly. No, and thank you for being a part of that. And I really am proud of the film, and I'm glad that I get to do these now. I get to talk to everybody from the movie after the fact. It's like such a huge blessing. So,
Definitely.
thank you, Mirai. And again, if anybody has not seen the film yet, the link is in our bio here at Almost Normal Productions to see which platforms it's on. And it's a good family holiday film. It's a little twisted, but it's a good
Definitely.
one. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye everyone.
Bye.